Sharing time! Here's a peek at me favorite items in my everyday carry. I won't be including any smartwatches or pocket knives in this everyday carry, but that's something that you like to carry around, you know, all good. This list includes the everyday essential items that I typically carry around on every occasion, meaning that there's gonna be days that I'm definitely gonna be carrying around a few more items, but this is typically gonna be the bare minimum of what I'm carrying around when I'm heading out the door. In this case, if security gave me a little pat down, this is probably what you'd be finding. First up is me wallet. I've owned a few wallets, maybe 3 or 4 of them, and I personally prefer a very clean, basic, no scream, all leather wallet. I usually just don't want my wallets to be overstuffed because I don't want my cheeks in misalignment, if you know what I mean, just because I put my wallet in my back pocket about 95% of the time. This wallet here is the Loyal Strickland Johnny wallet in the tobacco color. When I first bought it, it was pretty much a light brown, and now it's turned typical like average brown after it has a little bit of like the patina that you typically get on your leather wallets. This one is a little bit special because it happens to be made of a single piece of leather. So essentially you could take this wallet, you could fold it all out, and then it folds all back together in this perfect, neat little package, just like a Taco Bell Crunchwrap Supreme. So when I purchased this wallet about a year ago, it was $55 US. It's a little bit higher than what you would typically spend for a wallet, but it's a little bit cheaper than something like a high-end tech-based wallet or something along the lines of a designer wallet. So, you know, I don't need something super expensive. If designer or a high-end tech is something that you like with either that function or the flex, totally cool by me. I just want something that holds my money and that I can access pretty quickly if I need to grab it. I did want something that was a little bit softer and that could manage being scratched with keys and still be something a little bit softer on me booty. This wallet holds about 8 cards comfortably, and I usually keep my top 2 cards on speed dial up in the front so I can, you know, quick draw them out as quick as a hiccup when I need them. Those would usually be something like my primary credit card or my Costco credit card, you know, something that you need to, you know, flash up really quick. Like, yo, I'm a member, nothing to see here. It also has space to hold my emergency cash in the pocket on the side, right behind the cards. So if you need, you know, cash for, you know, taco trucks and, you know, cash only stuff, just want to make sure that your bills are tucked in there pretty nicely because they are a little bit loose. So, you know, if you're grabbing your wallet and you're just a little bit too quick with it, sometimes it's pretty easy for sometimes maybe a bill or something to fall out. For the most part, I haven't had the issue where money is falling out of the side of my wallet. I'm no expert about leather or the quality of leather, just from what I'm feeling. It's a pretty thin piece of leather, whatever they're using, and it doesn't feel super high quality. The outside is nice and smooth. There's a nice kind of bend to it. Good patina, but I've definitely felt wallets that were a little bit softer, and, you know, that just felt like they were made of a higher quality. Want to say hi to everyone? Hello. Like, nah, I'm trying to sleep, dude. The next thing I always bring with me is my Casio watch. I've had this one now for quite a long time, maybe like 6 or 7 years now. And I think the specific model on this Casio is the A158WA. Nothing super special about this watch. It's made of stainless steel. I saw it walking out of Target one day, didn't even think about, you know, buying a watch, but I was like, yo, you know, this one looks pretty cool. I see some like hip hop artists and a few celebrities wearing the gold version of this watch at the time. This is back when I was in like college. And I was like, you know what? It's on sale at the time. It was like maybe $18. And I was like, all right, let's do it. Personally now, I primarily wear silver when I'm wearing jewelry versus gold. So kind of worked out in the long run. It'll do. I haven't changed the battery since I purchased the watch, which is really nice. It's pretty easy to update the time. I would have to say the light. You can see this. You can see the light here. It's a little bit poor. I feel like I'm in the Matrix or something. Most of the time if a friend at night is like, yo, what time is it? You see my watch and I'm like, oh, just pull out my phone. So 90% of the time whenever I have ideas or small thoughts just like pop up in my brain, I usually write them down in a notebook on paper versus putting them inside of like my notes app or Notion or anything on my phone or digital device. So for all of my notebooks that I have, I use the brand Moleskine. You know, you could use whatever brand you want, but the whole purpose of this, these Moleskines happen to be pretty small, so I can actually tuck them away either in my backpack or in my back pockets. Pretty small. It's just more of like a field notes notebook. And I pair that with Fisher Space Pen. It's just a basic metal pen, nothing super special. It is a little bit weighty, which is nice. There's some special features with the pen, but I just really want this to be something that's pocketable and portable whenever I have an idea just pop up in my head and I want to just write it down really quick so I can kind of tuck it away and then come back to it later. Putting something on paper has kept me from just like deleting or throwing away an idea. Usually when I put it on paper, it's just there. You know, if I don't need it, I'll cross it out, but sometimes it's nice to be able to come back to those ideas rather than when you trash them on a notes app or something. You know, there's ways to get them back, but sometimes when it's like out of sight, it's just completely out of mind. It's nice having all my thoughts in one place, you know, over a period of time that I can kind of just like thumb through really quick based on the date, and I can kind of bring my thoughts together. One key reason I prefer paper over just my iPhone for taking notes is that usually when I open up my iPhone, there's a lot of things like asking for my attention. You know, this notebook is not going to be screaming for my attention, and it's not trying to push me to buy anything or check anything or respond to anything right away. It's, you know, just some place that I can go in and jot down my notes and come back to them whenever I need them. Not gonna get too in-depth about a pen. It feels really nice in the hand if you get a chance to hold one. It's pretty weighty for, you know, how small the pen is. There's a pressurized cartridge that holds the ink inside the Fisher pen, meaning that you are able to write at any angle with this pen. So if you're like writing down like anyone else, you could be writing, you know, vertically. It's pretty nice to be using the pen whenever you just need to like throw stuff down on a piece of paper and not worry about the pen just not doing what a pen needs to do. Keys, very important. Don't have a lot to say about these ones. Just keep them on some key rings, and the big thing for me is I just keep my keys in my pocket, so I don't have a clip or anything on my belt loop. I just don't like them, you know, jingling around and everything, so just keep them in my pocket, and that is that. So I carry around an iPhone 13 mini. This is the Alpine green color. I believe this iPhone is discontinued now, but this is my favorite iPhone that has ever been made. I got this specific model solely for the compact size. I just keep everything pretty much that I'm sharing on this video in my pockets. Having the slightly smaller form factor, which kind of reminds me of the old iPhone 5, it's really nice to have. Sending messages just with one hand is really nice. If you are looking to go to the aftermarket for an iPhone mini, I do recommend going with the iPhone mini 13 over the 12, because the battery life in the 13 is considerably larger than the one that you're gonna get in the 12. So Apple says that you should be getting around an additional hour and a half with your total battery life based on normal use between the two iPhones. And you know, it's pretty good. Just kind of cleaned up some of the apps on my iPhone, so my home screen is a little bit cleaner when I open it up. I'm not as distracted with all the other apps that I have tucked away in my folders. And something that was nice that I recently did was I went into my settings and turned off those red bubble notifications. So now I have all those red bubbles turned off. My mail app was crazy. It was like at like 45,000 unread emails. Pro tip, I would use a 20-watt charger over the basic 5-watt charger. It's so much faster to get the 20-watt on here. So do that, please. I'd love to know what useful items y'all are carrying around every day in your setups. If you have any recommendations for things that I should consider carrying around, please feel free to just drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear them. Thank you very much for getting to the end of the video, y'all. And as always, just stay down to be down. Peace.